Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Would everybody please stand for the pledge? Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Corsi, would you please note board members and admins present? And then board, you have an agenda in front of you. Are there any changes? Okay. I would entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll support.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0. Next up, we have the consent agenda. For the approval of board meeting or approval of meeting minutes for the regular board meeting dated August 18th, 2025. The closed session dated August 18th, 2025, and the special meeting August 25, 25. The approval of the accounts payable in the amount of $573,335.85 for the month of August 2025. The approval of the treasurer's report dated August 31st, 2025 with a balance of $5,945,415.48. The approval of new hires, retirements, and resignations. Dr. Newton?
Good evening. We have a handful of new hires. We've got 2 custodial teammates, Blake Cartwright Osterling and then Nick Martin. We also have 2 special education paraprofessionals at the primary, Nathan Earls and Taylor Hartman. And then we have Sean Klinger as our middle school wrestling coach and Christina Hill, a Title I reading support paraprofessional. We have no resignations and no retirements at this time.
Thank you.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. So at this time, I would entertain a motion for the approval of the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll support.
All right. Roll call vote, please.
Corsi, yes. Davidson,
Yes.
sorry. Gillette,
Yes.
Smeltzer,
Yes.
Shoup,
Yes.
Wiltz,
Yes.
Eberstein.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Reports. GAIAA update, Artist Cook.
And Karen Wilson.
And Carrie Wilson. Thank you, ladies, for coming.
Okay, Galesburg-Augusta Inspirational Association Award. Yeah, Alumni Award, so I get enough A's in there. You have a handout, and we just wanted to, first of all, publicly thank the school personnel and everybody in charge that's helped keep this going. So, specifically Dr. Newton, Teresa King, Brian Dolph, so many people make this happen. And without their help, it would never happen. And then I wanted you, because some of you are new to the board and weren't here when we first established this, I wanted you to see the mission statement and the list of people who have already received it. What do you want
It's
to
this,
add?
folks.
Just we want to thank everybody for your encouragement that I've already known about our little association, our alumni award, but especially to Teresa, Lindsay, Brian, and our student. We always have a student that's assigned to us.
And just as a piece of background, when we first started this and did research of other schools that were started some kind of an alumni award, most of them died after 5 years. And so I guess the other thing is we're requesting help and encouragement and support to keep this going. I think it's been proven to be a really positive thing I know some of you have been at the ceremonies, and it's very wonderful, and the people who have come from afar, way far, have really expressed their gratitude and so on. Do you have questions about any of the people, or why?
Is there any specific kind of help that you guys need?
To be honest, we've only had 2 new nominations since last year.
Okay.
And we do have, I'm not concerned because we have enough carryover from before, the people that were close but didn't get it. But that's not enough to really keep it going. And even if you know someone's been nominated, do your form too, because like if I nominate someone and Karen nominates someone, which we can't because we're on the committee, but if we were, we would have a different thing to say about that person. So if I want to nominate Jessie, then she's going to say something different than I'm going to say. And the more well-rounded picture we can get of these people, the better it is. It's more helpful and
It helps also when you post it on Facebook, on your Facebook page, because the word gets out there.
yeah.
The announcer, word of mouth, whatever.
Do you guys have a Facebook page?
We
Yes.
just-
Okay, because I'm new to this, so I'm just,
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah, that's great, and it's under the same name.
got it.
And you can get there with just the initials or with writing it out. We should also thank Bruce. He does such a great job. It's nice that you're here to be publicly acknowledged for that. Good question. Anything else?
When will you be looking for the 2026 recipients?
The deadline is November 1st.
Okay.
Last year we extended it to the 15th, but we haven't talked about that yet. So
And one follow-up question, sorry. Is your criteria on the Facebook page too?
It is, and it's with the forms. We have
Okay.
a forms area that you can go to.
That's what I thought.
okay.
I'll share that with these guys this week in my update so that they've got it to share on their Facebooks as well.
That'd be wonderful, thank you. And it's been going really well, and I guess the only other thing is at some point, some of us old farts want to get off of the committee, so if you know some people that would be interested in helping to keep it going, maybe somebody a little younger.
That'd be appreciated.
Love you guys. Thank you for all the time and work that you do, and your smile, neighbor. My neighbor.
A huge thanks to you
Thanks
ladies
for
and the
the
rest of
time.
your committee.
Thank you, ladies.
Yep, thank you. Next up, we have Galesburg, I almost said Galesburg-Augusta. Galesburg City Council, Tony Tipkin.
I don't have really anything new from the city, but I did promote the bond proposal with our meeting last month. But with what they were talking about, I can bring your info back to the council, because there might be a whole lot of people that might know info about that, and be able to keep it going also.
Wonderful.
But other than that, I don't have anything really going on with the city right now, but I did want to let you guys know that I did pump in the bond proposal. Hopefully we can get some more votes in there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we have the superintendent update, Dr. Newton.
Hello. All right, so as we always do in our updates, superintendent board report, we have our four goal areas for our strategic plan. So our first is identifying and addressing student needs through whole child lens with improvement of well-being. So I want to give a shout out to the high school. They put together a peer mentor program that includes our seniors are paired with our freshmen. And it's, I think, Big Rams, Little Rams, or something like that.
They like the name.
They picked the name. Student council picked the name, but it's like a mentorship program. So they had pizza last Friday together. The kids were just really receptive of it, and it's just one of those awesome things that goes to show the camaraderie and Bram family-ness that we have here. We've also implemented a character strong curriculum along with our trails curriculum, which is just really around our whole child teaching. So how are we instilling character into our students and building that character? It's not just something that You know, you learn it when you're little and you manage it. It's something to learn all the time, even as adults. So that's just something that we've been focusing on. Also, meaningful relationships and connections through students and staff. We had a staff appreciation football game last Friday, and our senior football players pick somebody during the week to honor, and then they give them that jersey, and they go out into the football field and get honored as to why they were such an impact in their life. So I think we have, how many do we have in here? Teresa, you were one this year. Zach, you were one this year. Okay, awesome. So give it up for that staff for appreciation. Also, this is just something really little, but as I've been doing my walkthroughs in the morning at all the buildings, I just see teachers out in the hallway greeting. It's just a little thing that just goes a long way, and it's really valued by our staff. There's a million things that they could be doing in their classroom every minute of the day, but they take that time to greet their students every morning. We appreciate that. Providing and facilitating opportunities for RAM family networking. So 2 Fridays ago, Bruce, did we have RAM Jam? Or was it already last week? No, it was 2 Fridays ago, right? We had our RAM Jam and our Maskell night. We were able to have a lot of alumni and past community at our football game. It felt like it was way back in the day when we used to have tons and tons of people at our football games. So that was really awesome networking that we had there. We also have a couple bond informational sessions that we've had at the volleyball game. We've had it at Dig In Cafe over in Augusta. So just more opportunity to connect with our community as well. And then equipping professional learning and collaboration, student engagement towards real world scenarios and problem-based instruction. I had a parent reach out to me that their 4th grader wants to highlight our STEAM programming over at the primary. They want us to do a video and tell all the cool things that they do in their STEAM class. So being that that's a student that wants to make that happen, we're going to prioritize that and get something together so we can share with our community how awesome our STEAM program has lifted off the ground. So that's pretty cool. Thought I'd share that with you guys. I mentioned, I think it was last week, that we had some budgeting reallocation that needed to be done. We received 2 different grants. One grant said you could do this. Another grant said you could do this. But we'd already purchased this with this. So long and short, we reallocated some funds so that we could be smarter and more fiscally responsible. So we were able to get some more instructional materials for our students. Student count, we have count day on October 1st. It's the first Wednesday in October. We are up to 111 students. That's a lot more students than we had last year. A lot of those, we have 58 of them that are preschool. So we are up around 50-ish kids, give or take. So we will fine tune that in here in the next couple weeks to understand where we are. We budgeted for 1,005, and so that's good news for the district. Graduation date, we normally don't release this until Thanksgiving, but we figured since it's a little bit of a change, we're doing it on Thursday, May 21st. It's before Memorial Day weekend. So again, mark your calendars, graduation, Thursday, May 21st. Academic focus this year, I've mentioned that to the district that assessment and feedback is what we're really leaning on. How are we taking what students learn, and then what are we doing with it if they do well, and what are we doing with it if they don't? So September, we're really focusing on Acadience and NWA testing, getting some benchmark data so that we can take our students that are maybe excelling a little bit more and pushing them, and the students that maybe are needing a little extra, getting them some intervention groups, reassigning staff to the areas of need. So that's exciting coming up here. We'll be looking at that data in the next few weeks. As you may know, or if you don't know, we are going to be on the ballot on November 4th with a bond proposal. It's a 0 mil increase over the current debt levy, so that can be explained as it's not falling off, but it would remain the same if voters chose that. We're going for mechanical updates, aging infrastructure, so a new transportation facility, and then some safety and security. Our frames of our doors at the high school, there's some rust and things of that nature. Is it safe? Is it fine right now? Absolutely. Is that something that we have to plan for and restructure that? Absolutely. So again, be informed on that. There's lots of information on our website. There's some information over there on the podium as well. I am always available for questions if you have any. We have our random announcer that went out today. Anybody see it?
Yes.
Okay, I've got the RAM announcer out today. We're also sending a mailer home for the bond information as well. Facilities, we've done a ton of work with SEC. That's escaping me what that stands for at the moment, but it's safety and security programming. And so we worked with them over the last handful of years. We've done a ton for the individual buildings. It was now time to focus towards our athletic facilities. So if and when we're at an athletic event, what are the safety measures? What are the things that we need to focus in on should something happen, right? So that's just our next area of focus. We've received that report from SEC. Now we have to analyze it with our safety team and then come up with some actions. Athletics, I want to give shout out to the board. They were able to do concessions on September 9th. Thank you guys for stepping into the community and doing that. We're doing it again on October 9th. Thank you guys. And then any of you that would like to do concessions, please sign up. There's definitely a need to do that. Just another update. We did have an incident this past week that's brought some social media attention. We had a high school teacher bring in some public community responses. We've gotten over 250 plus, almost 300 phone calls, emails, text messages, voicemails, Facebook posts, Facebook messengers. Our Facebook Messenger is what we really rely on, and our Facebook platform is what we really rely on to communicate. We are up 225% notice in our district right now. Unfortunately, it's under a negative light, but again, those are just some of the facts of what we've been dealing with this past week. We've had some student responses that we've had to deal with at the high school, students wanting to recognize their First Amendment rights, so navigating that world. So yeah, there's been an impact that we're really trying to, as a community, navigate. So yeah, that's just a few of the things that are updated in my world right now.
Thank you. Christy, can you get the yellow sheets? Next up, we have community input on agenda items only. And before we open the floor for public comment, I want to take a moment and thank everyone for being here and participating in this important process. Under Michigan's Open Meeting Act, everyone has the right to address this body, and we truly value hearing your perspective. That being said, we will ask that all comments be delivered respectfully. Swearing, personal attacks, disruptive behavior, or threats of violence will not be tolerated. These rules are in place to ensure that everyone, regardless of viewpoints, feels safe and heard. Let's keep this space constructive, civil, and focus on the issues that matter to our community. Thank you. And you'll have 3 minutes. You'll need to state your name for the record. First up, we have Tony Tipkin.
I just wanted to thank the school district for what they do with the youth football program. A lot of school districts charge their youth football program, and ours does not, which saves on our fees, but it also relies on volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers, I'd say, as a parent, as a coach, all of that. I've coached for the last 2 years. My kids have been in the youth football program here for 3 or 4, 5 years now. But, it just takes a lot of work from you guys letting us use the facility with no charge. I do know there's multiple school districts that charge a hefty amount to allow their youth programs to run. But I just want to thank the district for allowing us to use our facilities here with no cost.
Thank you.
Thank you for the thank you.
Okay, next up we have Cheryl Vanderwin.
I'm Cheryl Vanderveen, and this may not be the time for you to answer this question. So if it isn't, just tell me.
So this is public comment. This is not a conversation. So we will not address you.
Okay.
Right.
Today,
At
in this moment.
At the meeting.
And who I should contact? It's a question on the roofs. If we're only doing part of the roof, what is the life expectancy of the remainder of each of the roofs? Why aren't we doing all the roofs? Or were the other parts already replaced and this is the second half? That was going to be my question. So who should I email my question to?
Dr. Newman.
I didn't know if you had a committee.
Now it's a game, Cheryl. I'm going to get to you before you get to me.
I'm sorry, you're just handling everything at the school? Okay.
How do you say her last name? Next up, we have Melvona Gilopsky.
I'll wait.
You'll wait. Okay. Okay. Next up, we have business items for discussion. Middle school baseball proposal.
You have to hold it down
Hey,
to
look,
turn
I
it
got that
on.
one.
Hold that button down for a second.
Is it green? Yeah, there it is.
Good evening. So I am going to present kind of the economics, the why, and the how, and what middle school baseball would look like. And then our varsity coach, Mr. Prince, will probably come up and specifically talk about the benefits to the baseball program as a whole. You all received the letter that I sent to Dr. Newton and the board back in July, and I dated it. And also the specifics of the middle school program, the objectives, the structure, and the budget overview. Just to kind of do a quick synopsis, we started middle school softball 4 years ago. Our softball program was struggling in numbers. It was struggling competitively, being a competitive program. So then Mr. Woodard, myself, and Jeremy Johnson, the varsity coach, said, you know what, if we are going to make a significant change and start to improve, we need to start at a younger age. So for the first 3 years of middle school softball, we've been having 16 to 18 girls. We've been extremely competitive, and I want to say we've won many games. We had like a 9-1 record last year in our first game, so it's really made an impact. I've seen a high quality of play. We have more girls now playing travel softball. We've got girls that are taking pitching lessons during the summer, so we are on an upswing with that. The way this is going to look is that this would be a spring sport, which would run from the end of March, so last week of March, through the middle of May. There are usually between 8 to 10 doubleheaders. Those doubleheader games are played on Wednesday nights and Saturdays. So we usually be average between 16 and 20 games, depending on how that weather works. Practices are every day after school. Our objectives are that we want to promote physical activity and healthy lifestyles. We want to encourage teamwork, leadership, and sportsmanship. Fundamental baseball skills are going to be taught. It's a good way of fostering school spirit, and it's a foundation for baseball in the high school. People have asked, well, how come we haven't done baseball at the same time as we're playing softball? When we added the softball, we eliminated the JV softball program. So we were running a varsity program and a middle school program. Over the past few years, they've had enough baseball players to field both of a varsity and JV, but I'm not sure where those numbers are going, but I know that it still is needed to start developing those programs. There's also some financial considerations. 2 years ago, we made a priority to add middle school football, so that kind of took a lot of our funds, and that was kind of our top priority. And then last year, we just didn't feel like we were ready for that move. But I've been asking for it and kind of pushing, because it's really hard now to not have it since we have a softball program. And the community, parents and kids have been asking for it. So we really feel it's a time. We don't really think there's a huge cost. If you look there at the budget overview, we will have to get some type of uniform. What we did with softball is we just got like a uniform jersey, and the kids had to buy their own pants and a cap. Again, I'm sure that that's something that the varsity coach will talk about, because he might have some equipment and some ideas on the equipment, bats and balls, field maintenance, umpire costs. Umpires, we usually hire 2 umpires, one for the field and one out behind the plate. Coaching stipend, we'll hire just 1 coach, which is $2,100. Now, the biggest obstacle that we have with this middle school baseball program is we could potentially have 3 teams, a JV, varsity, and a middle school team, and only 1 field. And knowing that varsity and JV usually generally play every Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes Mondays, whatever. I mean, it varies. Our middle school games are Wednesdays, so there might be 2 or 3 Wednesdays that varsity and JV is going to need a place to practice. So that's been our biggest challenge. I made some phone calls back in August to River Oaks Park. So we kind of thought that might be our best option. I couldn't give them exact days or anything, and all that stuff kind of starts taking place in January, field availability and stuff. But they had quoted me a price of $30 per practice. So we'd be looking like a 3 to 5:30 type thing for practices.
So is that what
and they have a baseball field out there.
So the practice field amount is for that $35 for a practice?
Yes,
Okay.
and like I said, Mike and I talked a couple times, and we were thinking at least probably 2 times a week, potentially 3 times a week, so that's why it's 360 to 540. I mean, honestly, there might be some weeks we don't use it at all, rain, weather, whatever, right? So it's hard to get an exact number. We don't have schedules really for baseball yet. I mean, we just have a few schedules, so we really couldn't sit down and say, okay, these are the dates that we would have. But obviously, that will be something that we will have to have a discussion once this gets approved. What's that going to look like for the JV, varsity, and middle school teams getting to River Oaks? How that's going to work with paying all those logistics. But we really feel that that's the best option that we have right now. I have made some inquiries because some people have asked about. We do have a baseball field, let me just say a field, down behind the middle school, big grassy area. There's a half a backstop there. I did inquire, and I haven't heard back about an excavating company to come out and skin some dirt, and put some stone dust there. But I will say that Frank and Andy aren't too excited about that because that's something else that they would have to take care of too. So that would be a maintenance issue too. People have asked me about the softball field. Obviously, softball is a lot smaller field, so hitting baseballs out there. I mean, maybe they could do some ground balls or something, I guess, but it's not really set up for baseball.
Where would you see the middle school baseball team like practicing on the? I mean, because that's a problem too, right? If you have games.
If there's a varsity or JV game, the middle school would go to River Oaks.
Just like
To practice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be our practice field. Now, there might be some days where we just say, we're not going to go over there. We'll just go out here by the football field and do some fly balls and batting practice, or we'll just go to the gym, whatever. I mean,
Lots of coordination.
yeah, just that would be a coordination type thing, and that would be something that we will have to work out.
What kind of increase in numbers have you seen in the girls program? Like, are we anywhere near having a JV team again?
I fully anticipate we'll have a JV team this year. Last year, I want to say we were at 17, 18 girls on the varsity, which obviously that meant a lot of girls didn't get a lot of playing time.
Right. Okay.
So we should have 8 or 9 girls this year that are freshmen playing high school ball.
So possibly we could have 3 teams for softball also.
That is a possibility, yes. If that's the path that Mike wants to take with that program. You have any other logistical questions, financial reasons? I just think as an advocate for middle school sports, the boys need it. I will say that the only pushback that you may hear out in the community is, I know when we started the softball program, I got some pushback from Quad Cities Little League, but we killed their softball program, and now we're going to add baseball. It means that there's going to be fewer kids playing Quad Cities baseball, but I really feel that the benefit to Galesburg-Augusta students in our softball program, and then if we add with baseball, is greater than that risk.
So currently Quad City has teams that would be for these age groups?
So
Because-
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Not
As a
many.
parent told me they did.
There's not many that do, but because a lot of kids also play travel ball.
Oh, so it's hard
I
for
do
them
wanna
to get
also
teams.
add, let me just add while I'm on that conversation. We ran into this a lot with softball a little bit because we're starting to get more kids playing travel. If they play middle school baseball, they are not allowed to play travel baseball at the same time. They can play 2 weekends or 2 weekends, but they cannot play both. And that really, we'll have to do a better job this year, making sure parents are aware that before the season starts, that, hey, baseball, you can't play both. But I'm also going to say that it's not going to be our coaches or my job either going around on weekends monitoring who's playing ball. I had that issue where we had some girls that might have been playing travel ball, and some parents have said, well, my kid followed the rules, and this kid isn't. That's not going to be my job to monitor that. With that, I'm going to hand it over to our baseball coach, and he'll talk more specifically about why he feels it would be beneficial for his varsity baseball or his high school program.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hi, I'm Tim Prince. Happy to answer any questions you guys may have about the program. I'll tell you guys a little bit. I definitely don't need a microphone. I got a couple guys in here that have played for me. I 100% don't need a microphone. Tell you guys a little bit where we've come from. Tim and I took over the varsity or the baseball program as a whole 6 years ago. We've been with the baseball team for 5. Obviously, we had the COVID year. Our record is 87-30-2. All right, that's a 731 winning percentage. All right, that starts by getting these guys in the gyms and active at a young age. For the second year we're here, We ran yoga class in the gym every Sunday. There was kids from the Little League, girls from the Little League. I mean, any kid that we could get in the community into the gym on a Sunday, we did. And that's kind of where we built that program from the bottom up. We started out by being a little bit more interactive with the Little League. I don't know how many parents in here has kids that play Little League, but it's kind of a dying system. It's unfortunate, but it is. The younger they are, it's still awesome. It's magical. They still get up to go out and play with their friends. It's local. Grandma and grandpa can come see them play. The older they get, it's just not there. The older they get, either you're going to find Grandma Bob, mom or dad coaching teams at the Little League. The older they get, that's not the coaching they're looking for. If they're competitive, they're finding that avenue outside of the community. All right, they're going to the travel ball organizations. They're going anywhere they can to start laying that foundation. Before Tim and I got here, we didn't have that. We've interacted with those guys a little bit more. We've tried to interact and run clinics and things like that for the coaching down there, as well as some of the players. We've run co-practices with their older kids down there. We brought them up to our field and ran the rest of you guys up side by side, shoulder to shoulder with them. The first year we ran a clinic for the coaches, we had one person show up, and it was a grandma. She was coaching a T-ball team and asked us if we could give her a crash course on the rules of the game. That didn't happen. Not in an hour time. All right, so implementing something like this, it gives these guys the ability to get involved in middle school. Another reason you don't see more kids get involved the older they get is it's expensive. Baseball is not cheap. When you're looking at playing in the travel ball organizations, if your family doesn't have money, that's kind of where I came from, it's $100 to play, you play a couple months and you're done. The kids that have the ability to play travel ball, or the parents that have the ability to pay for it, that starts at about $1,000 for the lower level teams. All right, the teams that are competitive, the teams that travel, the teams that have the training that some of these kids are looking for, that's $2,000 to $5,000 per year. And it's not cheap. Coach Crew and I ran a team of 17U college prep kids 3 years ago, and it was $2,400 per kid to play on that team. All right, it is not cheap. Since coming together with Tim, we've just 7 kids just from GA. We've either directly influenced or helped them have that conversation to play college baseball. So we put 7 kids in a position to play at the next level. Me and him have put 15 kids total together there, of kids that come outside the Galesburg network to work with us. All right, so we've laid the groundwork here. All right, we're going to need help continuing to keep the younger kids engaged, keep them active, and give them an opportunity to play. Because as we know, in this community, a lot of our parents and a lot of our kids are not going to be able to afford $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a gym ball. But we could put them at a middle school program and get them in the gym with our older kids, with some of the good role models that we've produced here, and let them learn from that. Any questions? Have to answer the question.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
I have a couple of questions.
I do have one.
Yeah, so is this co-ed, girls only, boys only?
No, co-ed is called. This is just baseball boys only.
Yeah. One of my concerns, questions, call it what you will, is whether at this age, and I don't know what we've got for pictures of the other side, but being baseball, the odds of getting one in the head are probably a lot higher at this age than they might be later, just because, they lack the agility. So I'm just raising that as a question. A softball, from my mind, would probably be better at this age, but with the problems you've addressed from the other standpoint, maybe there's no choice in that.
So what's the question? As if it's going to baseball or softball would be better, or putting the boys in softball at this point in time? I'm confused on what's the question.
In my mind, at this age, probably, but that's just my opinion.
Are there any safeguards for what he's saying? There might be, obviously they're not as talented at that age. I know that the girls wear masks in the infield. Is there anything like that for baseball?
You'll see kids that get hit a lot more at a younger age, just because the control isn't there. The older they get, you're not going to put a kid up on the mound that's throwing 80, 90 miles an hour to have no control.
Yes.
I guess from my perspective, and on that issue alone, the more you can do to alleviate that problem, the better. So I don't know if that, special gear or whatever.
For good coaching.
I just throw that out for whatever it's worth.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you. Thank you guys very much for
Let me
your
just
time.
add about the co-ed thing. The way that softball and baseball teams are set up, it's basically set up. Our league schools that we play, girls will play softball, boys will play baseball. I know from the softball perspective, I make girls wear a face mask out on the field. When we were doing batting practice, we would always wear helmets when we were batting. So it really comes down to the coaches doing their job with their supervision and making sure that those safety protocols are established. So, do girls and boys do they get hit with baseballs? I mean, I had a girl one time, this many years ago, JV girl. We were out in the outfield, for some reason in her eye, ball, she's there, I hit her right in the face. So that's what, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why I make them wear face guards.
Thank you, Mr. Maresco.
Now, you won't see that higher level. But really, we do, that's kind of one of the coach's responsibilities is providing a safe environment for the kids.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Next up, we have the senior trip, overnight field trip, Emily Gates.
She's gonna pass it out.
And my information.
It
was due.
Hand the right one over.
So I'll make this quick, but I'm just requesting permission to take the senior class, if they want to go. On the trip, they've chosen Tennessee again. We are looking at, I talked with Mike Woodard and they moved the dates a little bit, but it'll be April 16th through the 19th. They had a conference track meet that was on the 15th that they couldn't move, so we had to shift those dates a little bit. In your packet is the itinerary that they chose. It's still being finalized a little bit as far as like hotel and things like that, but the basic idea of what they're going to do while they're there. We had a senior parent meeting on last Tuesday, the 12th, and they voted on the location, cost, all that. They had between that and another one in Wisconsin Dells, and this is the one they chose. The cost is right now about $1,100 a student before we divide up the class funds we have and the fundraisers that we're doing. We have about $5,000 right now in our class account. We've paid for everything except senior, like our flowers and things for graduation, and baccalaureate they have to decide on as well. So we've already done everything else. We have several fundraisers right now planned that are all going to go to individual students for their senior trip, and then anything else beyond that. If it's a larger fundraiser, we'll divide up between everybody equally that wants to go. We have butter braids coming up, the Chuckle Puck fundraiser that we do every year that brings in usually about $1,500. Euchre tournaments that we do that bring in about $1,000, and then we do a donate the date fundraiser a couple times a year. That alone for each student that does it can bring in about $500.
So there's plenty of opportunity for them to pay for their trip.
Yeah. Okay. And right now we did a initial commitment just to make sure we had, because we told them we had to have a minimum of 30 kids committed to going. And right now we have about 35 that are committed to going. So we're right that line, but we're there. So so we're looking for permission to take the kids to Tennessee. Any questions?
It's a lot of hard work.
Many of us know how much work it is. So thank you very much.
I'm not doing it.
I didn't have to do it.
I gave it away.
Okay. Next up, we have the MASB self-evaluation survey. Just so the board knows, I'll be sending that out to you probably tomorrow, and we'll have 2 weeks to complete it. We do it all ourselves, so we don't have to pay the firm to do it, and they'll calculate the results, and within 2 weeks of the first person completing it, they'll send us the results, and then hopefully we can go over them at our October COW, or maybe we'll have to schedule a special meeting for the board assessment. Any questions on that? Okay. Strategic planning update, Dr. Newton.
So we are coming up on the end of our 2023-2026 strategic plan. So I'm doing a little digging to see how we're going to tackle going into our next 3 or 5 years strategic plan. So I've reached out to Neola, and I've reached out to MASB, and so I've got I provided that information for you, but you can see that Neola, to do a review of what we currently have, Probably about 3 2-hour sessions would cost us about $3,000 to revamp it and start from scratch. It would be 3 2.5-hour sessions for about $4,000. We've done a nice job addressing a lot of the things within our strategic plan that we currently have. So my recommendation that we would do a new one, a total new plan. And then if you look at MASB, both similar. Neola and MASB have similar process in the strategic plan. For MASB, it's $8,291. So we've got some more digging to do. I just wanted to provide you an update of where we currently are. I want to look at a couple outside consultants as well that have done this, have experience in it, right? We don't necessarily need a name, we need the process. So going to be continuing to look into that. That's just an update.
Is there any significant differences between the two? Because the price is pretty significant.
Well, the MASB, it's a lot deeper. So it'll start with a session with me, it'll go to a session with you, it'll go to a session, just like we did the last process.
Yeah.
I think the difference is we're very in tune with where we are, and we're in a different place than we were 3 years ago. So, but again, all those things are we need to weigh.
Thank you.
Yep.
Are we going to make a decision on which of these?
No, sir. Nope. I think that I'm shooting for February-ish to have a decision, or let us make a decision on that.
Okay. Next up, we have, of course, you can go get me the paper again. Next up, we have public participation. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. Public participation follow-up for mental health. This was a previous question.
Yep. Oh, so one of the goals that I had as taking over as superintendent is to really make sure that, and when there is public participation or public comment, community input, that we get back to you. That's just something that was resoundingly a need in our district. So we had Raina, who came to our last board meeting in, what month is it? September, August. And she just mentioned that we weren't very clear, or she wasn't very clear as to where we were with mental health supports, whole child supports. So I scheduled a meeting with her. We were able to sit down and discuss all of the supports that we do have, how we use mobile crisis when we're in crisis situation in district, how we use 31N6 services, how we have different therapy and counselors that we network with, and how our counselors are used, how our deans and behavior specialists are used. So it was just a nice, insightful conversation, community conversation that maybe we can do a little bit more with on our website to provide parents that may be struggling but don't necessarily bring it to the school yet, a resource. So that was just really good conversation. We got into some career development talk as well, so excited to partner with her. So just an update.
Okay. Now, would you please get that form? Okay. Next up, we have public participants. Again, I would just ask that everybody keep this space constructive and civil, and please state your name for the record, and you're given 3 minutes. We have a timekeeper. And first up, we have Melvina Glebsky.
She's not going to go.
Okay. Then we have Jennifer Davison.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not started yet.
We just wanted to come and comment on the posting by Eric Curtis on Facebook. I know that a lot of people in the community have been really upset about it, which I understand. I read it. It's callous, careless. But I know that there have been a lot of people saying that he should be fired. And I just want to kind of ask everyone to try to bring the temperature down in general. That on so many things right now, we are so polarized and people are so quick to attack a perceived other side. And I just would ask that maybe we be better than Mr. Curtis was in that moment when he posted that. That we not be quick, or the board be quick to fly off the handle in reacting, I guess. And I just want to kind of offer some context. While I don't in any way condone that post, I think that being an educator myself, I used to teach high school in another district. I currently work on a college campus, and I know how educators feel about the idea of the quote that was shared, the idea of saying about shootings that there's a certain amount of shootings that are worth it, which is the quote that was shared. And I know that as a teacher and I don't know how many years Mr. Curtis has worked here, I believe it's been quite a few. I can only imagine how many active shooter drills he's had to lead his students through. And so I know as an educator how much it breaks our hearts every time there is a school shooting. And so I just think that for people who are really upset about the quote, I understand that. I don't think Mr. Curtis did a good job of stopping and thinking about the fact that a wife and kids had to see their husband and father shot in front of them. But I also don't think that when Charlie Kirk said some of the things that he said, that he stopped and thought about people losing their kids, people losing their students to shootings. And I think that as an educator, in that moment, I can see how somebody would be like, this is what I'm talking about. Shootings. Isn't there something we can do? So that's just what I'm saying.
Thank you for your time. Do we have anybody else? Melvona, do you want to speak now?
Good evening, members of the board and Superintendent Newton. My name is Melvina Gillespie, and I serve as the union representative for our educators. I want to take a moment to address concerns around one of our teachers in the recent post. First, let me be clear. The teacher has already acknowledged that his choice of words was inappropriate, as he did with, he submitted to the board. He has taken responsibility and issued a statement clarifying his intent. He has since removed his social media account entirely. His intent was to critique comments made by Charlie Kirk, not to celebrate violence or death. Still, he recognizes that the way he expressed himself could have been stated differently, and he realizes it did cause some hurt. Second, I want to stress that he is already on leave. That step was taken to allow emotions to cool and to protect both him and the school community. Escalating the situation further by forcing a resignation or termination will not heal the community. It will only deepen divisions. We must remember that our schools function best when decisions are made thoughtfully, not under the heat of public outrage. Due process matters. Fairness matters. If we allow individuals or groups to pressure to dictate employment decisions, we set a dangerous precedent that weakens protections and has a chilling effect for every educator in this district and potential educator that might consider coming to this district. Finally, I urge this board and this community to focus on restoring trust and moving forward. The teacher has accepted responsibility. He is not engaging in further public commentary. Let us allow this to settle so we can return to what matters most, and that's supporting our students and strengthening our schools.
Thank you for your time. Next up, we have closed session under the Open Meetings Act, Section 8H. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to convene in closed session under the Open Meetings Act, Section 8H, to consider a letter from an attorney dated 9/15/2025 for the reason that the letter is exempt from disclosure under state law due to the attorney-client privilege.
I'll support.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Horsey, yes. Davidson,
Yes.
Gillette,
Yes.
Smelter,
Yes.
Shoot,
Yes.
Wiltz,
Yes.
Eberstein.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. We'll go into closed session at 7 o'clock so that we can clear the room. Business items for decision. Senior trip, overnight field trip. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the senior overnight field trip proposal as presented.
I'll support.
Is there any further discussion?
Just thankful for all the work they put into these kids so they can have really fun experiences.
And it's different than last year's and the year before, so new experiences.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Horsey, yes. Davidson,
Yes.
Gillette,
Yes.
Smelter,
Yes.
Shoot,
Yes.
Wiltz,
Yes.
Eberstein.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Next up, we have communications, board comments. We'll start with Gary. Do you have any board comments? Do you have any board comments?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy couple of weeks, and the beauty of Galesburg is that the Ramaganza went off wonderfully. It was an amazing weekend in the community. I did get dunked dozens of times in the in the dunk tank, so it was nice to see just the families coming out and the outpouring in the community. It was 2 full days of football, 2 full days of community, and two full days of fun. So just really pleased to see that here at the school.
I also am very blessed with all the family we have here in this Ramley, between the football with flag and the middle school team playing and watching my boys out there. It was wonderful. And then I had a lovely incident with the last 15 minutes of school Friday with a dislocated finger and how everyone came together trying to help get my child where he needed to be. I was very, very much feeling the love, including teachers reaching out after hours to check on him.
Aww.
So it was very sweet, and I'm just very happy we have what we have here.
Okay. Horsey?
I'm just excited. Homecoming's in full effect, obviously. So float building kicked off tonight, and there's some really fun, exciting things that are all centered around Halloween. So it's going to be pretty cool to see.
Sarah?
Loving the football scores. Way to start off a good season. A couple really big numbers on the board, which good for us, and then getting some more attention there. So that was good. That was good to see.
Thank you for being our fearless leader, first of all. Most of all, you're fantastic. Second of all, the band this week on Saturday, they will perform at Portage Central for the Portage Central Marching Invitation. They play, I think, at like 3:50. 3:30. Sorry, thank you. See, 3:30. So if you want to come and watch the band perform, even though I know they perform at halftime, but competitions are so much better. You can watch other bands too. Come support the Ram Band.
I just want to say, Ram Jam was amazing. So thank you for your staff and everybody who partaked in that. It was just a great community event to have everybody come together. I love that we revealed the Maskell statue and all the different decades of former players coming together. It was great, just a great time. I'm supposed to be on a commercial for Consumers Energy. Oh, you did?
Go Rams!
And then I also want to thank Lindsay and her admin staff for the support over the last week dealing with our current issue. And you guys have just done an amazing job at getting back to the community and really shielding us from the broad range of this. So thank you. Okay, superintendent comments.
Before I forget, we have a diploma to assign, so we can't forget that. Yep, thank you. I just want to make this statement that as superintendent, I want to take a moment to speak directly to our students, families, staff, and community. While our district has recently been under the public eye, we recognize that there's been a little bit of negative attention, and we want to be clear about one thing. I'm proud to serve as our superintendent in this district. Every day I see the dedication of our teachers, the resilience of our students, and the care of our families and staff that pour into making this an outstanding place to learn and grow. These moments of challenge do not define us. They remind us of the importance of listening, working together, and staying focused on what truly matters, the education and well-being of our kids, our students. I love to work here. I'm deeply committed to continuing to lead with integrity, compassion, and pride in the values of what we stand for as a community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 8:05.